From demo to drop, welcome to Dope or Nope, the biggest weekly demo drop on the planet. Every Thursday, we bring you never-before-heard demos dropped off by new and accomplished artists and producers. Then, we offer our feedback to help songs reach their full potential. It's time for Dope or Nope.
Better late than never, as they say. We are here. Welcome to... It is they. I don't know who they are, but they say it. We're here.
Yes, yeah.
I don't believe them at all. What's up, guys? Dope or Nope? Holy. Wow.
Hess was experiencing some technical difficulties today. Listen, if that's your only challenge of the week, that's pretty awesome. I'd be happy with that.
Well, now that you mention it. Wait, I need to. Okay, we're live now on Instagram too. So, you ready for this? So yesterday, by the way, 13 years sober yesterday. Very excited about that.
Nice one.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Dave. And thank you guys. Yeah, so awesome of a day. And I'm usually like, very somber. Like I celebrate. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, hey, I'm alive still, good. But I'm a little bit somber because I think about all the people who don't make it to, who struggle, basically. And I think about, all the times that I was not in this great place. So great day. I'm working. I get to speak at 11 p.m. So I'm like really looking forward to it. So I'm talking to Steve over at Music Choice and he's like, hey, can I call you right back? I got to take this call real quick from his boss. I'm like, yeah, cool. I hang up there and then my phone rings again. It's my nanny. And she basically never calls me. It's usually like text, hey, we're doing this. We got this going on. Great. Calls usually concern me a little bit. And they had a day off from school yesterday. Nick, probably your kids did too, right?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Well, it's just us then. So they're at the Children's Museum in Wilmington, Delaware. Lovely place. You walked outside, car's not there. It's not a lot they tow from.
Whoa.
So look, down by the in that area, it was like recently renovated. It's like, right on the water, and it's, they cleaned it up pretty good, but surrounding area could be, I wouldn't go there at night. How's that? So, but it's 4:30, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. Like, anyway, I'm like, you call 911. I get on my, it's a 2019 Ford Escape. I get on the app, like, location, please. And for some reason, the Ford app, and I love this, it's real time, right? Because a lot of the other apps I've used in the past, like you got to refresh and then it's, 20 minutes later. Anyway, this is real time. And I'm watching the car drive, like it's a mile away now or it's starting to get further. My wife gets on with 911. I get in the car. While I'm tracking it, I'm driving towards the museum because I'm going to pick him up. Police officer calls. I'll make this really short, but this took like an hour.
No, this is very engaging and entertaining.
Yeah. Riveting.
So
yeah.
Viewership is going up. Let's go. It's awesome.
Oh, we're up to 12. So yeah, the cop calls me, is like, I'm here with your nanny. The kids are fine. The museum stayed open and let them play while we were figuring this out, which is incredibly nice. And then he asked me to text him a screenshot of where the car is because it's now stopped, and it tells me stop sitting for the last 7 minutes right here, then 9 minutes, then 12 minutes. I'm like, okay. He's currently tearing apart my car. Your brain is like, what's going on? And I don't zoom in. I'm just like, I'm trying to drive. And so I sent him a screenshot. He calls me back. He's like, great. That's like 2 minutes away. Like, we're going to send a team over there. Can you come here instead of going to the museum? We'll go pick up your kids and the nanny and bring them to the car when it's safe. If, you know,
Wow.
if the car's still there. Anyway, I get a call back. Sir, we have your car. What? Have the car. I'm like, how bad is it? He goes, there's no outside damage. I'm like, okay, great. I was like, do you have the key? Because that's the only one. Because we lost the key about 2 months ago, the other one, right? And he's like, yeah, we have the key. Your family's coming this way. Can you just, let us know when you're close? I get there. There's 3 cars. We're in front of a place called New York Chicken. Okay. So
Okay.
Mr. Steal the Car was poking away in there because they found some remnants of that and got hungry. I mean, I don't know, just making that shit up. Anyway, no damage to the car. Kids are fine. They think it's the funniest thing ever because they got to ride in a police car in the back. So now they're, faux criminals. And yeah, and it's it's hysterical. And they're just laughing, and I'm trying to like normalize it as much as possible. And like, all the things are racing in your head. I'm also like, when you talk about 2 worlds colliding, it's like my sober day, and it's also this crazy, crazy thing that's happening, which a lot things happened like that in my life previously. There was police involved, there was, a lot of stuff. So, I'm trying to like, this is a lot right now, and I'm just trying to manage it. Nothing wrong with the car. The car seats are missing because I don't know, he wanted to toss those. So then, but I noticed I have a tile on the key because after I lost the first one, I'm like, I'm not going to lose the second one. So I put a tile on it, but the tile's gone. So I look where it is, and I'm like, is there a Taco Bell near here? And the guy's like, yeah, it's like a half a mile down the street. So I'm like, I don't know. Can we go look over there? Because the tile's there. Maybe whatever he took out of here and threw it on the ground. Anyway, we go over there. Car seats are there. I never found the tile, but who cares? It's
Right.
so somewhere in the dumpster, maybe. I don't know. But the car seats were standing against the wall. They were against the side of the building. They weren't even, there's nothing wrong. It was crazy. So I have everything back, put the kids back in the car, and they were supposed to stop at they have this favorite pizza place in Wilmington on the way home that they like to go to. So I went and got 3 pizzas, and like literally at 7 p.m. we're having pizza, and like it never happened. It was hysterical.
That is totally insane. Let's make some noise for the car seats. That was added value to that story that nobody saw coming. Like, unreal.
Those aren't cheap.
Steal my car, but you leave my car seats alone. The craziest.
It's amazing
thing,
that the Ford app updates in real time, and you were able to get it back so fast. So,
and I got to tell you, like the Newcastle, I think it's called Newcastle something police department. Those guys were like so nice. They were on their stuff. They were, even if that wasn't the outcome, like it's a car, my family's fine. The process was super cool. I got a call today, from the district attorney. Oh, by the way, suspect apprehended because he was still sitting in the car when they got there.
Oh
man! Big shout out to the police department and Ford,
yeah,
making this happen.
And also, just like, dude, steal a car, get out of town.
That's
get out
insane.
of town.
By the way, do you know how quick?
Stop for lunch.
Do you know how quick your wife is going to cut up this show and send it to Ford in a pitch deck?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Jamie's going to be on this.
You're right.
You guys are going to have a new car in a week.
We storied this last night, and she's like tagging everybody. Everybody. But yeah, no, I mean, it really was like I'm like, hey, hon, your Beamer app doesn't do this. Just so we're clear.
And if it did, it would be a subscription. So.
Right. Well, no, it does
Right.
it. but that's one of the ones where there's this huge lag time with it. Anyway, funny story.
Great story.
And I get back home and like, you know, all I could think of in the car on the way home is like, how do I normalize this for the kids so that they're not like, you know, there's no trauma, obviously. They didn't see anything. They weren't involved in anything. There wasn't any like damage to the car where, you know, and the officers were like, here's all the numbers in case there's trauma later. But, you know, it doesn't seem like, anyway, it's so funny, dude. It was just.
That is insane. 1 hour
of nuttiness. Really was.
You could only get this right here on Dope or Nope, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
And now, what we came here for, if you're just joining us, by the way, we do this every Thursday, mostly around 3 o'clock. These are all like very flexible times and days, by the way. I'm just going to leave that out there. But what we do get are amazing demos. And
so we're going to go into one right now.
Yeah. Let's hit it.
We're gonna do it, and he's coming back. I don't know if we heard this one once before or not. Smith Works with Crowd Surf. Here we go.
Yeah.
We could end it there, but there's more. So let's see where it goes.
Oh, I thought that was the end of the song.
There you go, Dave. All right, Smith Works with Crowd Surf right here on Dope or Nope.
You know what would have been interesting, just on a side note? Well, first, a bell, please. Full bell.
All right.
I like that. And also, like, it could have ended, for me, it could have ended at where that break was. What could have been interesting, now that they've kind of brought it up, like, coming out of that break, it would have been nice to, like, you know, pull back on that same syncopation, and maybe there's some sort of 4 on the floor transition. Either way, I'd like to hear something after that breakdown that was different than what, because it feels like just taking that segment, putting it over here again, and keep on going. But I do like it a lot. I do really like the beginning part, but then we need something a little bit, you know, shake it up a little bit after that. But yeah, that's all I got. Nick?
Yeah, I loved it. I'm also going to hit it with a bell. I really like this intro was killer, and I wish that sound came back somewhere else in the track. And it might be a layer, but it's never exposed like that. Again, I don't think. The 4 on the floor build up felt really good. I was hoping maybe the last drop went 4 on the floor for a few bars, 3 bars or something before it went halftime again. And I did feel like this first drop got a little redundant. Same thing for too long. Like, I was waiting for that change that happened. I don't know. It was 32 bars in.
How long is this?
The track overall is 3 minutes and 4 seconds. Probably could stand to get cut down.
Feels longer.
Yeah, it does. It does. Part of that's the tempo, but it just There's not enough variation, but I think you have all the pieces there to make it happen. You don't necessarily need to add things. It's just about pulling things out and moving them around a little bit more. But
100%.
Really cool production, super slick.
Yeah, totally digging that. Who was that again?
That was Smithworks.
Smithworks. Yeah, we've had stuff from them before.
Yep.
Feels like in alignment with what they've sent to us before. John, what are you feeling? Nope.
No, microphone is muted. And
Can't hear you. Oh my.
Don't you hate it when the hotkeys don't work? Okay, so we've all had our own technical difficulties things here today. Anyway, all I was going to say was that I feel like you guys were reading my notes, honestly. So I have nothing to add in that regard, really. I just think it probably could be a little bit shorter. I did like kind of the false ending. Could have been a real ending, and it would have been just fine. But I think it's also well named. I mean, crowd surfing, it really has that vibe about it. So I will also take a bow.
Oh, 3 bells.
3 bells out of the box.
All right, we're gonna keep it moving into a name I haven't seen in a while. Nick Proof, friend of the show.
Oh, nice.
With Your Eyes is the name of the record. Right here on Dope or Nope.
Cool.
Proof with Your Eyes.
John, you want to go first?
Sure. Is my mic on? That should be something I always check first. So yeah, if to me, I like the whole overall vibe of the song. I think that the vocals, for me at least, got a little bit lost somewhere along the way. Like I couldn't really understand what they were saying. Maybe there was just too much stuff going on in the section where that voice lives. But yeah, I mean, I like the idea of it. I think that the vocal melody that it was really nice. I just like to hear it a little bit clearer. So for me, I think that's a half a bell. George?
Half a bell.
Yeah, thanks, John. Could I do a half a bell there? Yeah, probably. I like the production. I do like, I like the vocal. I feel like it was just, again, sort of very similar to the last one, where not as dynamic, but where the redundancy was, it felt a little like the same thing was happening, right? And sometimes those like dreary male vocal, it almost doesn't matter what they're saying because it's like a vibe to me. Like when I hear those, like he could be mumbling whatever, my shoes untied. I don't care. I'm not going to pay attention
that's what he
anyway.
was saying.
Right. But same time, like the melody was really nice, and that part's that sort of the catchy part to me. And Nick, maybe you want to talk to like the cleanup job that John's suggesting, because I happen to agree with that as well.
Yeah, well, first thing, I love Nick's stuff. I think he's got you can hear where he pulls references from. I think this has like a colorized vibe to it.
Oh yeah.
The Anjuna Chill stuff. It's heading in that lane. I don't think it's quite there yet. To me, it's at like maybe 80%. He's got the overall vibe dialed, but I think that there's some finer points he could work on. What are the finer points? I think the vocal's cool, but
Since you brought it up.
Yeah, the vocal's cool, but there could be a B section to it that plays off of that main hook. I do love the vibe of the vocal. The drop feels a little basic to me and a little underwhelming. I do like the idea of keeping it sparse, and that main like bass droney sound that you have throughout it works really well. The sound on top, I could take it or leave it, but there's nothing about it that sticks with me. So it doesn't always have to be a full-on melody, but there needs to be like a little bit of special sauce on top of this drop that like sends it home, and it never really happens. You bring the vocal back, which is great, and I love that idea. I think that always works, but there's something else with the sound design that needs some love, and I'd play with the textures there. The drum sounds, take it or leave it on the drum sounds. They feel a little stock to me, and I think you could probably do some work there just to make them more interesting. It's actually a track. It's not at all like this record, but there's a track called Tijuana from a group called Bedouin that's fucking amazing. Pardon the French.
Bedouin's awesome.
Yeah, they're incredible. They use a lot of live instrumentation, but I would actually scrub their catalog and see if you could come up with something that's a little bit more unique to put on this, as far as like the percussion goes. But love the direction. Okay. I think you're in the wheelhouse.
And there's the half a bell, right? That's like
I'll
and also what the heck we're doing here is to hear this stuff almost in its infancy and just like go through it a little bit and like, you know, add some sauce, throw it in the pan.
That's why people drop it in. I always forget that.
Absolutely. They can also stop by.
Finish my track. Yes. They can always stop by. Actually, we've worked with Nick on a couple like mix master projects, and he always, in the end, his records are always where they need to be for us to kind of help him out.
Super cool. Hey, just real quick, shout out to our friends on Instagram. I'm seeing a couple friends. Gino from Philly. What's up, man? Alex Lemirage, David over at Spin Artist. Who else is here? Kelly Reverb. Just a good DJ. Wow, a lot of cool people here. Magoom. Christopher W. Anderson. How are you, man?
Boogie Hill
just to
Faders,
say hi
Spawn.
over there. Yeah, what do you got on your side?
Boogie Hill Faders. Spawn just popped in. What's going on? Who do we got on Instagram? Moniker actually sent me a crazy record the other day. It's really good. Actually, he didn't even send it. I saw it on his story, and I was like, don't release this as a bootleg. Please make this an official cover. And so we're talking about that. It's really good.
Yeah. Because I know someone who gets covers cleared. Do you know that guy too, Nick?
We can do some things like that. Sean Magno, what's going on, man? All right. I'm going to keep it moving here.
Yeah. Let's go.
What do we got? Radio Dave with Too Much, Too Often.
Come on.
What a name.
Sounds like his gym routine.
Well done.
Thank you.
Really though, is that guy big enough? Maniac.
Apparently not.
Too much, too often. too often.
All right, Radio Dave, Too Much Too Often. Classic.
Wow.
Already a classic.
Yeah. Nick, why don't you go first on this?
Dave, I want to know if you actually did use some analog synths on this, because it sounds like you did. I'd be curious to know. Love the Daft Punk talking synth vibe. Great. There are some... I'll pull out the helpful stuff, because I love your shit in general, but I'll tell you the stuff that I thought could use a little bit of work. One, you could back off on the limiter a little bit. It's pretty full on. Give it a little room to breathe. Then you have this these ravey stabs in here. Oh no, it's this section. So there's some ravey stabs, and then you got two bass lines happening, and there's stuff just rubbing against other stuff that clogs up the whole mix in this section. So I think you can eliminate a sound or two here to clean it up, and I would have a look at this big time. The drop sounds nice and open when it happens, but there's some weird layers going on here. So yeah, too much too often in that part. That's all I got for now. Circle back. I'll circle back.
Cool. I'm gonna leave that comment alone. Did you do a bell or half a bell or what?
I did not. I want to hear this when this section is killing me. I love this. That build is awesome. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. I think I'll do a half a bell here because I really like the bass line that we're working with to begin with. Without having the ability to be as granular as Nick is, I do feel it's a little busy, but I always feel like Dave is on the here's the busy line, and Dave's dancing on either side of that at any one time or another. And sometimes it's good, sometimes a little busy works in his favor. I think here though it's maybe a little much throughout more of the song than it should be. So and thus only the half a bell, but I agree with you, Nick. I'd like to hear this come back again and be have some of this advice kind of played it out.
Highly entertained that, as you were saying, it's a bit much. The guy in the background just keeps saying too much. Too much. He's like your hype man in the back. Right. I love it.
Too much.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Well,
so I really liked the Daft Punk vibes in there, and I'll give it a half a bell just for its potential. I mean, I think that Dave, it was like a solid groove for me anyway, without knowing all that technical stuff that you guys were really talking about as much. But it just sounded like a song I'd like to sort of get on the road and drive to. So so that's why it gets a half a bell for me, and I say go Radio Dave, and also you're pretty hilarious on Threads.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
What's next, brother?
We got Boogie Hill Faders. Is it Bella? No, I think it's just Bell Humble. Bell Humble with Control.
Sweet.
Let's go.
Love that one. Boogie Hill Faders, Bell Humble with Control.
Like it.
I'm going to do it.
Full bell.
Full bell.
Very nice. Tell me why.
I mean, this is a track and a perfect example of a record that grabs you in the first 3 seconds. I know we talk about it a lot. The stat is that people pay attention. You have 3 seconds to grab somebody's attention on a song. I don't know whether that's true or not. I've just heard that a million times, so I repeat it here. But I do think it is true because I do it. Whether that's radio or streaming, they have the opportunity to click away, click next.
Right.
And this is a record that as soon as I hear this, right, I'm in.
Yeah.
I want to know what's coming.
Well, I'm curious. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Definitely curious.
I also love that the vocal enhances the instrumental, and the instrumental enhances the vocal. Sometimes you have a track that functions for the vocal to be the star of the show, and some other times you have an instrumental that just kind of owns the whole show, and the vocal's just kind of there to support the vibe.
Right.
Right. We sort of heard that with the Nick Proof record, and I mean, there's plenty of commercial dance records that's the case. To me, this is like equal parts. I love everything about it. The mix is great. These guys knocked it out of the park on this one. I have nothing to say.
I like it a lot. John, what do you got?
I liked it. I think it had a really nice feel. It's really approachable. And like Nick said, it does sort of grab you right from the get-go and makes you want to kind of find out where it's going to go. So yeah, did I say bell? Because I think it's worth a bell. George?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm caught. Definitely a bell.
All right.
I'm a little short of adding the cow. I'm not quite sure why. I feel like I 100% agree with you. It's like this really nice balanced vibe, right? And when I hear something like this good and the quality's there, I'm like, what could I do with it, right? And that means basically nothing. But like when you make something, when you create, and since I don't create in this way, I always think about like what am I creating for? What am I myself for sure? Like that's always the first stop, right? You create for yourself, you make yourself happy with the piece of work, it doesn't matter what anyone else kind of thinks about it, right? You're making music for yourself. In this case, that's what I've been told, and seems to be true. But then outside of that, like what's its additional purpose, right? So and I want to go roll back just a second to Radio Dave. Like I kind of feel the same way. Like his stuff is like such great quality. It's like, so what are we doing? Where can this go? What's the next stop for this quality of music? Is it a movie? Is it sync? Is it like radio? Is it streaming only? Like, because, hey, the music industry is a business, right? And you guys have to eat, right? So we all do. We all, are in the same place. So I want to like present that as an opportunity to sit down as like, other than, have the all-encompassing question in your head at all times, like I do, what is my purpose? I like to figure out like what are the things I can do that can be useful to other people in the sense of our industry and our business, and in particular, this dance lane. And I like to always kind of think about that. Like, where can we take this thing? Great, this is a great piece. Where is it going? What am I doing with it? Or is there an edit? Is there a little knob or two that can be turned that can bring this to a place where then we can say, like, I kind of feel like this is a little bit in the sync lane.
100%. That's what I hear for it.
Yeah.
Also, maybe if you're talking radio, Sirius XM, Utopia.
Oh, the disco-y flavor is nice. I like that too. Right. So those are the kind of things I look for. You know what? You're right about serious there and the sync. So let's go with the cow.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Anyway, I've talked too much. Next
This
thing.
this has like, what's Danny Valentino's show? I can't remember the name of it offhand, but this is like
Oh,
some of the
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
he digs in on there, and I feel like, oh, and Spawn said Diplo, maybe. It depends.
I hear this on Records on Records. This vibe sneaks in once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would hang a regular rotation hat on that. But definitely Saturday. But that's the whoever's doing the show, whether it's they have so many people like doing the mix show there.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right, Sean. That's definitely something. A-track, that's interesting.
A-track for sure. 100%. Some of the stuff on Radio 1 too. I feel like there's a nice play for this record.
Yeah. All right. What do we got next? Serve it
All
up,
right.
buddy.
Here we go. Oh, these guys. Mason and Boss are back.
I know. When we say these guys, it's always them.
Here we go.
These guys.
Mason Boss with Shatter. We don't know the vocalist. Doesn't say his name.
Yeah, they don't like to tell. Hey, Just Jack, what's up, man? Welcome to Dope or Nope.
Everything's sinking like a stone, and half of your heart is dead and cold. We try as we lie awake, and all of the walls come crumbling in. Your will to go on is paper thin.
Vocalist, by the way, he said is Rory Hope, and why did this go away? Roger Trump on vocals.
Yeah, I had to read that one twice.
Really?
Nice
Like,
one,
what?
guys.
Wow.
I just want to say, well, I think Spawn said they're going to be playing Ultra before we know it, and I have to agree. They are just so sharp with their productions. I don't have any notes about this record other than I really want to hear it some more. So I'm going to give it the bell and the cow, and I'm going to shut up and leave it to George.
Yeah, bell and a cow.
Bell and a cow. So many cows.
John, I really hear this. Is this something you could hear on C89? Like, I feel like it's very Seattle.
It does sort of, yeah. I think maybe that's why it hit so close to home for me, because it does sound like something that would work on that radio station, which, by the way, had their highest ratings ever for the winter book. So congratulations, C89.5.
Yeah, man.
Continuing on in my stead.
So I think it was actually, if I remember this correctly, it was a 1.7 to a 2.3.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And
first time they beat some major stations that we've always been behind. So
is that the highest that's ever been.
ever. Yeah. I got it up
Amazing.
to a 2.2 once.
I wouldn't say that out loud.
I don't know. Yeah. What have I got to lose?
Well, we got no
There's a
drums
bell.
here.
That's
Where are the drums? Where are the
I'm
drums?
giving you a bell for that.
Put on
That's
pop.
Rich.
It was just like right here. Yeah. Wow.
All right.
That is
John,
amazing.
John, do you remember what record was in highest rotation when you did that?
I mean, it was probably like a Kylie Minogue or maybe an Alice DJ. It was kind of back in that area. Of course, we did pretty well in 2009 with Calvin Harris too. So, yeah, it's somewhere in that first 10 years of 2000. So, pretty impressive. I actually met with them yesterday, and actually the news hit me after I left them. But yeah, they work really hard over there, so they deserve everything they've got.
I think every generation has worked extremely hard. Thanks, Sean. At C89, C89.5. And you can see that in their donations for their pledge drives twice a year, which is incredible. And John, you've been doing that for so long. But I think, there is an ebb and flow with music that would coincide with, how our industry is doing. I think the end of December and January have been outstanding with the amount of music that's come out just in our format. I mean, the bombs that are out there right now, there's a bunch hitting tomorrow too. There's a new Tiesto, there's Griffin and Cascade collaborating. It's just like one after the other. John Summit the week before, and the week before that, Anima and Ellie Goulding, and it's like, and on and on and on and on. I think it's a very strong January showing, both with quantity and quality. So, but yeah, long time going on C89. But to this song, killer job. Yeah,
I have minimal notes, but of course I have notes. I'm also gonna give you the cow, guys. I'll give you the cow. So
they could start a dairy.
This section, get that like high pass kick out of there and go with a low pass kick because it's too clicky. It's annoying me. There's a vocal. Could you tell that I talk to them often?
I mean,
this hook I really want to hear right off of the build. Send me right into the hook. There's space for it. I want to hear the full hook right away, and then bring in the melodic stuff after.
Yeah.
It almost
at least do it at least one time, right? That's what you're saying is do the whole. Oh, that's the extended.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about that. I feel like in a festival moment when you're playing out, when people know the chorus, it's teasing it and they just want to sing it. Right there.
You have their attention.
Yep. Yeah, it's worth considering. But love the vibe of the record. I love the vocal. The mix is awesome. You guys nailed this one.
Interesting.
Vocal could maybe come up a bit.
It's volume. 2 people. That's interesting. Right?
Yeah. What is one of those a writer and the other one's performing it? Rory and Roger. What's the deal here? By the way, totally spaced on saying this when we were talking about it. C89.5, if you're not familiar, is a public funded station. It is a marquee dance station on the panel, meaning it's tracked on Mediabase and it helps records chart. So if you want
and Billboard.
And Billboard, of course. So go to c895.org. You can help them fund the station and continue breaking awesome dance music.
Writer and performer.
Got it.
There you go. Really well done. Do we have time for one more? The short one, or you got to run?
Yeah, let's squeeze one in. This would be mighty quick on this one. Where's the? Did I lose the dope or nope? Here it is. hang on. I closed out of it because I was like, I gotta go. Let's see. All right, we'll do one last one here from. I should also just mention we're upwards of over 800 submissions now through Dope or Nope over the years. So,
and that's the secondary sheet, right? Because we moved that over one time. We were, I think when Austin was still with us, there's another tab maybe in there or something. That's the second tab.
Probably pretty wild. All right,
Yeah.
Sean Magna. We're gonna end with Sean Magna. Feel the bass right here on Dope or Nope.
Feel the bass.
You got it right.
Pretty close. Welcome to Syrup Music on Instagram. What? Very cool. Yeah, no kidding, right there.
Oh my lord.
You know, Nick, I just want to say, like, I'm watching your face and the clock at the same time. I was like, I know he has to go, but he is so curious where this is going because I am. You know,
I love it.
I was
love
like,
it.
what's
It was
next?
worth
What's going to
sticking
happen
around
again?
for.
What are even those sounds? I'm baffled.
That's
like,
the bass, and I was feeling it.
some of the, I mean, so Bell, and I'll reserve the cow for one reason. I'm not sure I believe the vocal all the way on this one. The track, forget it. That's standalone by itself. That should get a bell and a cow. I'm not sure I'm completely sold on the idea that is the vocal to go over that yet. I think I want to like listen to it again because my brain was trying to process these what felt very new sounds to me, or combinations of sounds that I hadn't maybe possibly ever heard like together. And then I started imagining this, what would this be in a club? I literally would be rolling glasses off the bar top. Like it would just be shaking the shit off. So yeah, my head went in a lot of places on it, but man, I don't know. There's probably a lot of technical.
I loved it.
I don't know.
I'm going with
I don't know.
a cow and a bell here. I loved it. Super cool sound design. The mix was dope. I'm gonna listen. I want to hear this with speakers, loud, subwoofer on.
This is taken for a ride. This one.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
I want to punch a hole in the wall just for the heck of it. It's great.
Yeah,
Cool.
it takes
That's
you on a
it.
ride, and you don't really know where it's going to go, and you think you might, but then it just throws you a curveball, and you're like, what? I mean, I had to pick up my jaw a couple of times just in the different changes and things and the sounds that were happening in this song.
Yeah.
So it took me to a real good place. I really liked it. I'll give it the bell and the cow as well.
You know what's crazy when I hear songs like this, or like when you hear like, I don't know, super aggressive production, and then you meet the person that made it, and you're like, you don't match what I just heard. Like Sean is the sweetest, nicest kid. He's amazing. And then I hear this, and I'm like if I picture the dude that might have made this, he'd be like the angriest, most emo, aggressive person.
Yeah. Perhaps
But
he walked around with an axe over his shoulder.
100%.
Yeah. Straight up
Negan,
hair
he's
like this.
Negan from The Walking Dead, just
I'm
brutal.
like,
There you
yeah,
go.
Lord of the Rings, like I'm in there somewhere. Yeah,
100%.
those guys.
Incredible.
So funny. Yeah.
All
All right, I know you got to
way
roll.
to end.
Yeah. Everybody, dopeornopemusic.com. Are we doing this next week? We're doing this next week, right?
We'll be
I'll
here.
be here.
We'll be here next week. Set your clock to anywhere between 3 and 3:10. That's when the show will start. And thank you so much for joining us this week. Our regulars, Boogie Hill, Mason and Boss, Sean, everybody that's been down here. Thank you so, so much. Really appreciate you guys joining, sharing your music, Radio Dave. Yeah, you guys know who you are. And also on Instagram, I saw Syrup Music over here. That was fun. Just a good DJ. We talked a lot about people who are there too. Really appreciate it. Tell your friends, come on by next Thursday, 3-ish EST. And yeah, don't forget to hug someone you love. Never too late to tell them how you feel. John?
Love it.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna share parts of the show online with the, your social media folks, feel free to tag us as well, because we would be more than happy to retweet that or however, repost that on and help grow the show. So that's somehow you can help us while we're helping you.
Awesome.
Love it. I tried to raid. It's not letting me. So we're going to end it there. Thanks for watching.
See ya. Woo!